Hey guys, it's me again. Good afternoon, but well, still morning here, and it's almost afternoon in the Eastern Standard Time, and it's evening somewhere in this world. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. Guys, I'm just gonna wait a little bit for a second to get the numbers up and hit the likes, guys, because we're bringing you guys information that's being put in the Pacers report. The other thing I want to do, y'all, guys, I need some help, y'all. We pulling, we paying, I'm doing all of this stuff now, and you guys have not been donating. Come on now, you can't get nothing for free. That's not life. It costs. It costs. These transcripts, these motions, they cost every time I go inside that Paces, and donation has been low, very, very low. And I'm just being quite honest with you guys. Y'all want to suck, 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 suck without even giving. So I'm asking you guys, I'm doing like a little solicitation here. Y'all got to get this money up, okay? I just want to tell y'all, okay? I ain't here for free. I'm talking about I've been, with all this. You guys stop sucking and not giving, all right? I'm just being honest. Because you want me to pull stuff, you want me to read stuff, you want me to give you information, but come on, y'all. It's enough for y'all in here to give something to help this channel to give you guys the information. Because I'm gonna go back home, y'all. I might have to have my suitcase and come into one of y'all house. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just being honest. All right, help a sister out. Mods, put my Cash App, put my Zelle, and all that other good stuff out there because I need help. Okay, I just want to tell y'all. Okay. All right. Now, without further ado, I'm going to bring up my peeps who's going to help me to read, y'all, who's been helping me to get this stuff information out. All right. Let's do this. Hold on. Tamiria, our court lady, our Missy. All right, guys. You guys
Hello.
say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone.
All right, guys. You guys are ready? I don't know how you guys gonna
Everyone.
break it up. I don't know how you guys gonna break it up, but
Well, I'm starting. So,
all right, go ahead on. Let's start.
okay. In the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois, United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly, aka Robert Kelly, Dow McDavid, and Milton Brown, aka June Brown. Okay. Emergency motion to squash subpoena to reporter and or for protective order. Now comes Now comes non-party journalist Jim DeRogatis and the New Yorker magazine to respectfully move this court pursuant to Fed R Criminal P 17 C and the First Amendment U.S. Constitution Amendment 1 to squash the subpoena served upon him in the above caption caused by defendant Darrell McDavid or for a protective order in support thereof, Movant state as follows. I'm coming. Just let me get my line to go up. Mr. DeRogatis is not a party or government witness. He is instead a reporter, music critic, author, and associate professor at Columbia College of Chicago. As a journalist, he has reported extensively and on defendants from the beginnings of defendant Robert Kelly career and throughout the present trial for news organizations, including Chicago Sun-Times and the New Yorker magazine. In 2019, DeRogatis authorized the book Soulless, The Case Against R. Kelly, published by Abram Press. Okay. The New Yorker.
Number two.
Number two, the New Yorker is New Yorker funded in 1925 is a Pulitzer Prize winner weekly national magazine, which has published some of the most groundbreaking journalism and contemporary of the last 100 years. Commentary of the last 100 years. The New Yorker engaged DeRogatis to report on defendants, including extensive coverage of the United States versus Kelly. Number 19 CR 286, EDNY, June 29th, 2022. 13 articles DeRogatis authored for the New Yorker can be found at the following link, and it shows the link. Number 3, on August 3rd, 2020, defendant McDavid served DeRogatis with a subpoena.
2022.
2022, defendant McDavid served DeRogatis with a subpoena, example A, for trial testimony in this case. The subpoena did not include a check for witness fee, but DeRogatis was nonetheless instructed to appear on September the 6th, 2022. Because the subpoena is unduly burdensome, unreasonable, and oppressive under Rule 17C and the First Amendment, Movant accordingly requests an order to squash the subpoena or a protective order. 4, the court must always be alert to the possibilities of limitation impingements upon press freedom to the minimum, and one way of doing so is to make compelled disclosure by the journalist a last resort after pursuit of others' opportunity has failed. Gouveia periodicals, LED versus CHS, Levy Circle Corner 455F. That's supposed to be support 1197, 1203 N4 ND 3, 1978. See also Harvey Zink, requiring defendants to establish via.
You can ignore all those
Okay.
cited
Okay.
things. Yeah, ignore that using.
Requiring defendant to establish via proffer at trial that they have a real need for the information and that the information is not available from another source. Okay. The foregoing principle applies to news gathering, irrespective of previously published work, of the confidentiality of sources, because the policy which underlines the. Okay, somebody take page 3.
Okay, Missy, go ahead. Continue to the end.
You want me
Okay,
to?
I'm gonna just start back with 5. The foregoing principles apply to news gathering, irrespective of previously published works or the confidentiality of sources, because the policy which underlies the existence of journalistic privilege will be equally undetermined by compelling reporters to reveal factual information surrounding investigations. Number 6, here, as demonstrated by articles linked above, virtually all knowledge that DeRogatis has that may be relevant to the indictment in this case, if there is such any evidence, if there is any such information necessarily derives from his third-party sources with direct knowledge of the facts, and therefore would be inadmissible hearsay under FRE 802. And they have the case law. It says affirm trial court exclusion of reporter witnesses under hearsay rules. Because Mr. DeRogatis' role has been an investigative reporter, compelled testimony also is invasive as to his news gathering methods and cumulative of actual sources and their source material. For example, Movants understand that the court already denied defendant McDavid's motion to put his news gathering on trial with respect to alleged emails with potential official sources, docket 247. Movants further understand that during the case in chief, Chicago Police Department Detective Dan Everett authenticated the only physical source material plausible at issue, a VHS cassette personally handed to the detectives by a Chicago Sun-Times editor, compare 735 ILS. The means from our through which the news or information is obtained. That was a source reference. Moreover, the contents of this source material was authenticated by witness Jane and other sworn witnesses. Example, Lopez, 1987 U.S. District, Lexus. Any further facts that might possibly be gleaned from journalists' outtakes are likely to be merely cumulative. Number 7, the only pertinent exception to FRE 802, therefore, would be declarations against interest made by defendant McDavid to DeRogatis during the course of DeRogatis' reporting, including for the New Yorker. Defendant McDavid, however, has represented that he will testify in his own defense and therefore may relate all of his on or off the record statements to DeRogatis, leaving DeRogatis in the potential position of impeaching his source or risking subsequent claims that he breached confidentiality, whether on direct examination or cross-examination by the USA or McDavid's co-defendants, I.D. Garcia, who is herself the subject of the interview, has failed to make even a preliminary showing as to the nature of the statements contained in the outtakes. 8. The absence of a legitimate evidentiary need for testimony alone indicates harassment or intimidation. Really? Then they had the case law. Intimidation by subpoena or by individuals unrelated but sympathetic to defendants is a particular concern when coupled with prior acts and statements of a threatening nature that augment the undue burden of being compelled to appear to answer relevant questions about inadmissible news gathering activities. 9. To rebut an improper purpose, McDavid should first proffer A, that DeRogatis possesses specific information relevant or necessary to the proceedings. B, that a specific public interest would be adversely affected if the factual information sought were not disclosed. And C, that all other available sources of information have been exhausted. See Neal 173 FDR. Showing that the sought after information is highly relevant and materials must be specific. Compare 735 ILCS, requiring specific factual findings before divestiture of the Illinois reporter privilege can be ordered. 10. Finally, because multiple witnesses testified from their direct knowledge on the facts material to the case, this court should exercise discretion to squash the subpoena on the reporter. And then they have case law. Defendant in criminal case has not satisfied her burden of making a specific of how the outtake she seeks from WMAQ TV are highly material in her case. That was the case law. Wherefore, for the foregoing reasons, journalist Jim DeRogatis in the New Yorker magazine respectfully requests that the court exercise its discretion to squash the subpoena. Alternatively, Movants requests the court to enter a protective order requiring a specific showing by defendant that the prospective testimony satisfies the foregoing criteria under the First Amendment. B, finding that the subpoena waives all claims of source confidentiality that defendant McDavid may hereafter assert, or C, providing for authentication of previously published materials through stipulation or affidavits. Respectfully submitted, Jim DeRogatis in the New Yorker.
What y'all think about this?
I think it's a bunch of BS.
Because if he's
And
the
I
one
say
who
that because, oh, go ahead.
he's the one. No, I'm saying he's the one who actually bought the tape. So why is not his testimony? I mean, he got to tell who gave him the tape, and he watched the tape. I don't get it. Let's please guys, let's stay focused on what the topic is. Let's not get off to someplace else in the chat, please. Because you guys are putting people name that's not supposed to be mentioned in this chat today.
Yeah, this is crazy.
He's the one who got the tape. He's the one who brought the information to the police officer. So I don't understand why he cannot that's first person knowledge. It's not hearsay.
Exactly.
I don't understand it either because, for one, Jim, you've been following this man, you've been harassing this man, you've been stalking this man for 30 years, and you said you've been doing investigative reporting, and you're so much so little for little black girls. Why you don't want to help these little black girls?
What
You
is it
had an
that
opportunity now to help these little black girls, and now you don't want to testify? Why? You must be hiding something. That's the only thing I could think of. Why are you so afraid to testify?
yeah. And remember his most recent interview, he said that the government was sloppy.
Right. You just talked about the government, how sloppy they are. This is your chance to come clean it up and to help the government out. Because we know you're not trying to help Robert or
Yeah.
McDavid.
No, because he know the truth is going to come out, and all those lies and stuff that he kept spreading is going to be revealed.
Exactly. This is unbelievable. Mm, mm, mm. Everybody's speechless now.
Yeah. Everybody's speechless. Everybody's sleep. He doesn't want to testify because his story has not been consistent. Jim thought he could throw rocks and hide his hand due to being protected by a journalist as a journalist. But see, the thing is,
Exactly, sweet one.
but my thing is, he wrote books on this. He made money off this man. You know, I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. And then you wait till the last minute to do this. You supposed to testify today. And now all of a sudden, they had an operational issue at court, so everything gonna be pushed to tomorrow. You knew you didn't want to testify then. Why are you waiting till now to put this motion in? They already told you that you were compelled to testify, and that privilege that you thought you had wasn't gonna work this time.
Thank you, 312, for your cash app. Thank you. Thank you, darling. See, she's answering the call. Thank you. All right.
Tori said, "Can you give her a recap?" She got the notification late.
We got Taria, you're gonna have to reread it. We're not gonna read 10 pages. I'm not gonna read 10 pages, Toria. It's just Jim DeRogatis don't want to testify. He wants it squashed, the subpoena squashed. All right, guys. We read it.
It just sound like this is the prosecution is a full of couple of people of lies. They debunking themselves with their testimonies.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I don't understand, that they can try to do this on one side and not giving a fair chance for the whole jury to see exactly what they have to deliberate on. They're deliberating on things that are false, and I think it's such an unfair thing. It's an unfair tactic.
Definitely unfair. So this motion that they put in, is this something that the jury will be privy to or not?
No,
They'll be
no.
kept in the dark. Okay.
Yeah, they don't know anything. Anything that we have read that's on the docket that the judge has not allowed to come in, the jury won't know. The public,
Right.
we the public know, but the jury don't know.
Okay. Well, we all know old Jennifer gonna bring that out. She gonna get that in one way or another.
I don't know if the judge rules on it, she won't be able to get it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So she can't mention it at all.
no, if the judge doesn't rule to let it in.
Mm.
There's ways around it.
Not necessarily.
There are legal ways around it.
But I'm saying it's not necessarily that he'll be able to testify if the judge don't allow him to testify.
But the questioning that it can be their summation. It can be a lot of things, and just the verbiage that they give. There's ways to let the
They,
jury know certain things that they're not supposed to tell them. That's
but
just like, okay, if
no, but
if
I'm saying she can let him know, but she won't know the facts of everything if she doesn't. They don't cross-examine him
right,
to say,
right,
oh, he's not going to come in because he's afraid to tell lies. But that has no weight when there's no testimony.
But it's still in their head.
right. That's like if you say, I killed him, but I didn't mean to, and a judge says, okay, the members of the jury disregard that. That's already in my head.
Yeah, but that's totally different than somebody actually telling how he got the tape. You still don't know how he got the tape. Who sent the tape to him?
But if you're not lying and you have nothing to hide, why are you not coming to testify? And these are the things that the jurors think about.
I agree. I agree. But I mean, since he's not testifying, they're not going to give any kind of weight to his, because they're not even mentioning he's the one who actually is the one that gave that particular tape that they're talking about in it. He gave a tape, but we don't know which tape he gave.
Well, we just going to put a little faith in the judge that he does the right thing. This man should have to testify. Period.
I agree. I agree. If the federal rule says that there's no protection for them, then why is he getting away with it?
Just have to wait till tomorrow and see what happens. Let go and let God. There's probably about 50, 11 tapes out there. Nobody knows. And then they could be just one tape with not with some stuff on it that was doctored. So if you don't have the original tape, you have a tape that somebody else made. Okay, I could have doctored that up after I copied it. I could splice it and do all that with it. So 50,000 people done had this tape and nobody knows this. Yeah, okay.
And it's funny that the government didn't want to touch on the chain of custody. I wonder why.
Because they're saying that girl can validate as her. But see, I have a problem with that because she lied from the beginning. And so now all of a sudden she's validating it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. A person that lied over something for many, many years is the one that's validating it. I don't get it.
You can validate the tape all day, but does that mean that the tape wasn't altered? I thought the tape didn't
Nope.
originally have sound. Now all of a sudden we're hearing all these vulgar comments during these certain acts.
But see, the thing is, the judge hasn't let that in yet, so we don't. The jury won't even know about that part. Remember, that's a
Mm.
motion that the government that McDavid's attorneys put in that has not been responded yet. You get what I mean?
Yeah, what's the holdup?
And I'm waiting for them to release the transcript on the judge's ruling, and they haven't released that yet. They said they have to get the judge to rule on that, and I just contact the court reporter, and I haven't gotten an answer yet from her because I already paid for the transcript, but the judge has to rule on whether or not to release it.
Mm.
It's a lot of stuff, y'all. And what happened is because they know that we've been reading stuff and regarding to let the people, the public know what's going on, and I guess they don't like that. It's public information.
Exactly.
No, there's no court today. They had electricity issues in the building. This is when prayer is what's needed, guys. This is when prayer is what's needed because all the chips are going against. I'm doing fine, Adrian. How are you doing? Doing fine. Welcome, Adrian. Thank you for coming in and joining us. I appreciate all the new subscribers that have come into this channel. I appreciate you guys. We're just trying to get the information out to you guys. It's sad they're preventing us from getting this stuff out. And I don't think I'm like sad or like feeling defeated. It's not. I don't feel defeated at all. I'm just disappointed. Disappointed. Um, I'm not defeated. Definitely, I'm praying for Robert, and I know God is in control of everything. It is definitely spiritual warfare. I'm just I really need to seek God and how to go full full throttle on this, you know. Yeah, you're right, Shamika. It says she said, "Let's believe and have no worries. Kelly is going to come out on top, but the truth has to reveal itself. So everyone needs to know the truth from the liars and the users." Exactly, Shamika. Exactly. And they keep trying to keep our mouth shut because they have so much control over media, over what gets out to the public. So that's why you guys, I entrust you guys to make sure this type of information gets out. You know, we have to do this grassroots initiative of pushing stuff out. And if it's just us little small group, we're gonna have to do it. We have to get the word out and for people to see what the truth is. That's why we read the transcript and all that kind of stuff. But if you guys are not pushing this information out, it's just like it's just in vain, you know? And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to help us to get this stuff out. And it's like the ones that have the money and the power are keeping us from getting the true information out, the real information. They want us to believe the lies. You know, if everybody's in this thing in cahoot with each other with this conspiracy, we just gotta pray and just like have faith. And it's sometimes it's hard to have faith when you see all this nonsense that's going on and how they're preventing. I mean, come on now. This dude is trying not to come to court and testify. And he's no, you know, he's the one behind a lot of this crap. He's the one been pushing this narrative for so long. We have to share it. We have to share it because they want us to walk around with blinders on and see this man as, you know, a villain, and it's not right. We need to know the whole truth, everything, good, bad, or indifferent. We need to know everything, just not one sided. Nobody's worrying. We're just trying to get the information out, Erica. It's not praying, and now we got to use common sense too. Bible says faith without work is dead. That means if you believe, you can believe all you want to. If you're not going out there pushing the word out, that's just emptiness. You got to do the work for the information to get out. It all goes hand in hand. You can't do one thing without doing the other. It goes hand in hand. Your faith comes by doing as well. You think you're looking for a job and you're just going to sit there and the job going to fall in your hand. No, you got to put that resume in. You got to go do those job interviews. You got to do the work. Got to do the work. We can't sit here and believe, oh, God's going to fix it. But if God is giving the word out for you to push out and you're not doing it, how is God going to do it? God's hands is our hand. He uses us as his mouthpiece and as his vessels. That's how things get done. That's a fact. I tell you, sometimes we get so spiritual minded that we're no earthly good. We got to do the work, guys. It just don't fall out the sky. Pew, bang, it's just going to get done. No, you got to do the work. Got to do the work. All of it goes hand in hand. Because he wouldn't say it in the word if it wasn't facts. Goes hand in hand, guys. All right, I'm done with this. I gave you guys the information. Y'all spread it out the way you want to. I'm just praying that some of you guys have the guts to even get it out. Speak to friends. Do something instead of just sitting here and sucking up information. Impart that information to somebody else that's going to help, you know? Yeah, exactly. Perspective says that motion is confirmation that witnesses are lying, and he said he will impeach his sources. Exact. There it is, right there. Protecting the lies. He could get those tape altered and edited. Absolutely. Absolutely. There we go. There we go. So if we didn't read this information, half of you guys wouldn't know what's going on. We're getting the information out. Let's just share this stuff. Okay? We can't let Robert go down without us doing some work in it. All right, guys. All right. I'm gonna go because I feel some negative energy coming through here. So it's time for me to go. Guys, have a great day. Good day. Bye.